I want you to know that there's certain individuals that God has placed in your life like a Joab. That when you're about to make certain decisions of your life, God puts them there as a restrainer for your life. And unfortunately, most of us do not recognize who those people are. Sometimes you think God is going to come down. He's not going to come down. What he's going to do, he's going to come down in the life of another person. So I want you to imagine you are King David and you are Joab. Joab is in your life. One of his assignments is that he will be a restrainer in your life. There'll be certain things you want to do and you say to Joab, Joseph, no, don't go near it. But the Bible says that David could not be persuaded. His word overruled Joab. And what happened? He got into trouble. I want you to look at an example in the Old Testament. When Moses was going away in Exodus chapter 32:25. Exodus 32:25. The Bible says when Moses saw that the people were unrestrained, for what happened? Aaron had not restrained them. So that means that the role of Aaron at that point in time was to be a restrainer. I'm going to say something you're not going to like. The reason why you are in those situations that you are in is because the people that God sent to you to tell you no, you told them they should go to. God has placed people round about your life. Whether you like them or you don't like them, God has said that is my mouthpiece. When you want to do it, that person say, no, don't do it. That is God putting around you a restrainer. That was what Aaron was supposed to do in the life of the children of Israel. But when he did not play his role, the Bible says the people were unrestrained. And what did he do? They began to worship idols. Many of us, our problem is that you are not listening to godly counsel. You are not listening to the people that God has sent your way. You are still waiting for God to come. He has already come. He has come by that person that is telling you that path you are going on, this is where you are going to end up. Said, no, have you been there before? No, have you been there? Do you know that when most people want to travel, people don't talk to people that want to travel? You know why? If somebody says they want to Japa, do you know most people don't talk to them? Why? Because they will not listen to you. They're not going to listen to you. Whether it is God's will or it's not God's will, they're not going to listen to them. They're not going to listen to you. I remember a brother in this church. I've not been seeing him around, but I remember that brother in this church. Woke up and decided he was going abroad. I will not mention the place. Isha went abroad. But me, I always say, my first question I will ask you, if you come and tell me you are going, the first thing I will ask you, is that God's will for your life? Because your success is geographically tied. If you are in the wrong place, you will not be successful. If God has said that everything I want to give to you is where? Is in Lagos, Ikeja, GRA, because that's where I live. You know, Ikeja, GRA, you have to come. If God says it's in GRA, and you decide to do what? To go and say, God, I'm going to London. That means that everything that God has prepared for you, He will put it in Lagos. Until you come back, it is still there waiting for you. When people want to travel, you don't talk to them. Anyway, this brother, he decided to go. So, of course, he got there. He went to UK. Let me say it, because I want to say it, yes. So, he went to UK. First month, a graduate. Second month, a graduate. Third month, a graduate. The best job that he got was a cleaning job. He stayed for about a year or two. I think after a year or two, maybe God sent somebody else to him. He came back home. He came to his senses. Thank you. You see, when somebody is saying, don't do this, don't do this, rather than argue with that person, go and ask God, God, is that my restrainer that you have sent to speak to me? Joab was a restrainer for David. He was that voice that God was using to tell him, don't do it. But most of us, it's what is in our heart that you want to do. Even as the person is talking to you, some people are even very smart. As you are even talking to them, like, really? Inside of their heart, they're like, whoa, when you are through. Well, yeah, man. But you know what? As you are doing it, God is also watching you. Because he knows that what is in your heart is what you want to do. Even if an angel would appear and say, I am, which angel shall we call? You don't want Rapha and you don't want Rapha. Okay, you want Gabriel. So if Gabriel should arrive and Gabriel should land in front of you and say, God said I should tell you. You say, please bring your birth certificate. Let me be sure that you are Gabriel. I'm telling you that most of us, God has already spoken. God has already sent people to you. Always remember Aaron. God has sent restrainers to the choices and the decisions that you are making that will cause you to fall. God has sent people to you already. The problem is you are not listening to them.